Hi all, welcome back to Alaskan Ballistics. This is Chuck. We are shooting the Glock 29, the Glock 20, and the Glock Model 40. We are borrowing the Glock 20 from Chuck's Outdoor Adventures, and we are shooting it with Federal HST 200 grain 10mm auto. Federal HST 200 grain 10mm auto. We have the 6-inch barrel of the Glock 40 plus a 6.5-inch KKM barrel. We're going to do 3 rounds over the chronograph with each gun. Only 3 so that I can save enough from this one box for penetration tests. It's supposed to be going about 1140 according to the internet. The velocity is not written on the box. I'm hoping it gets quite a bit more than that, especially with the KKM barrel and the Model 40. I'm also hoping it gets not too much less than that in the Model 29. As a 10mm auto, the 200 grain HST ought to be a great personal defense round. Might work as a decent hunting round because it does usually get decent penetration. So first we're going to do 3 rounds over the chronograph, and then we're going to do a ribs and paper penetration test on these. Ribs, clothing, paper, wet newspaper, sales flyers on these to see how deep and how well they actually open up. Thanks for watching. Patreon link is below. The Instagram and Facebook links are below. Make sure you go check me out there. We're also on Gunstreamer, and we are on the Reloaders Network. The Reloaders Network is a great place to go if you haven't been there yet, and so is Gunstreamer. Make sure you check those out because YouTube doesn't control those yet, and probably never will.
Here we go, Glock 29. Glock 29, Federal HST, 200 grain. Supposed to go... According to James Jaeger, it's supposed to be going 1140. Let's see what it does out of the little Glock 29. 1047. Got an error there. And another error. I have to put 2 more in. $10.83. 975. Wow, Horn. That was bad. That was bad there. Federal. That was almost like a Hornady mistake there. Here we go. Glock 20. $10.89. 1102. And 1112. That's more like it. Or next, we'll have the 6.5-inch Glock 40 with the KKM barrel. Here we go. Federal HST. $11.69. Error. $11.60. Get 1 more to account for that error. $11.40. Now, we've had to redo some testing, so I'm not sure that I have enough for the regular 6-inch barrel, the factory barrel, but I'm going to change it, and we're going to do 1 shot through that factory barrel, see if what we get. I know that's not representative, but that'll just let you kind of know the difference between the KKM and the factory barrel on the Glock. Typically, the factory barrel on the Glock gets more than the 20, but not a lot in the heavier grain bullets. And just over the chronograph here, 1146, so right about where the box or the internet says it's going. Okay, so that's our velocity test. We've had to redo some stuff because of camera, and I only got 4 rounds left for the penetration test.
So I'm just going to let you pause this and not read it to you this time. Let y'all see what you want to with it. The G29, I did want to say that I did some shooting off camera and it was much more consistent. One of our cameras didn't work, so I didn't get good film of that. But it was probably in the 1050s or so, getting you in the 480 foot-pounds of energy and much less on the standard deviation. I don't know what happened with that one 975 flyer that was in that group. I am disappointed overall that we didn't get over 600 foot-pounds of energy out of a 10mm round, even with the long barrel. That's kind of sad. Federal, you might want to look at that. This week's shout out goes to Day at the Range. Day at the Range, me and him are going to do a similar test video together with 135 grain Underwood. So make sure you check that out.
Federal HST 200 grain 10mm Glock 29. We got pork ribs. We got a Under Armour sweatpants. It's the other pants leg this time from the 135 grain stuff. And we got Cabela sales flyers behind it. We're going to shoot it right in the middle through the ribs. See what we get. 200 grain Federal HST. Okay, right next to it. Here we go. Let's go with the Glock 20. Okay, good. Hold that one a little high. Okay. Now we have the Glock 40 KKM barrel. I happen to have that one in from the last shooting, so we're going to do that one first. Okay. And now let me change barrels in this. Here we go. Glock 40 factory barrel. Very good. All right, let's look at the results. Okay, here's the 29 going into the ribs. Here's the 20. Here's the 40 KKM barrel and the 40 factory barrel, kind of going through the thickest part of the ribs there. So there is some thickness difference. I understand that. But to me, that's more of a real life scenario anyway. This isn't really scientific. This is just to show us what it can do. Here we go. Let's open this bad boy up. Just let these. I wonder how much Under Armour is going to pay me to have this in the video. Let's see. There's 4 nice, neat little holes going in there. And on the back side, much bigger holes coming out. There we go. Much bigger exit wounds. All right. You can just still see the price tag, $12.44. So Patreon account down there in the link, $12.44 worth of ribs. There we go. And there we go. 4 holes right there on top. Nice and neat. Let's go at it here. Okay. And peel away newspaper. Hopefully we don't find too many fragments. Looks like I see a first sign of our bullet in the 29 hole, which would be expected. If they hold together, the 29 would penetrate less. Be honest with you, it's probably gone through about an inch, 2 inches of, 1 3/4 to 2 inches of newspaper. I got it down in there, but I can't get it out just quite yet. Lots of newspaper on it. Flattened down a lot. Look at that. Not bad. Not bad. Put that on the table for now. Let's see what's next. That was probably about 2 inches of newspaper or so. And we're about through 3 newspapers. 3 inches of newspaper. All right, I found the Glock factory barrel 40 next. Looks like it's got a little bit of core that slipped off of it. That was probably at about 3.5, 4 inches of newspaper. It's a Glock factory barrel. Got bottles laying around here. The 20, we still haven't found the 20 yet. There it is. In there just a little deeper. There's the 20. That's newspaper, not bullet there. Hard to differentiate. That's our 20. And that was probably at about 4 inches into the newspaper. And I'm rough guesstimating this. And down here, the factory, or the KKM barrel, this is actually the KKM barrel one here, not the other one. So the KKM barrel is down here about 5 inches of newspaper. To be expected, they penetrated about like what we expected. There it is, as you can see. So coming over here is our 29, our 20, our 40 factory, and our 40 KKM barrel. Nice expansion, good weight retention. It looks like most of it stayed mostly together. There's a few fragments here and there on the 40 factory barrel. So there we go. God bless. Take care. We will see you at the range. Patreon, Instagram. Make sure you check all those out. Facebook, Reloaders Network, and Gunstreamer. Those are some pretty awesome bullets right there.